I couldn't see anybody. I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't hear screams. It felt like I was out there on my own. And I was yelling and I was screaming. And finally I said, Lord, just let me die.
One woman describing what she thought may be her last moments alive. The latest on a boat that capsized in Missouri, killing more than a dozen people. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Jacqueline Matter. Our top story tonight out of Branson, Missouri. That woman you just heard survived, but 9 of her family members did not. The 17 victims are being remembered tonight with candlelight vigils. We're getting word from our sister station in Branson, Missouri that at least 3 candlelight vigils were happening simultaneously in the last hour to honor those victims. You're looking live at one of those vigils. Now here's what we know so far. There were 31 passengers on the boat when it sank. More than half of those on board, 17, did not survive. 9 of the dead were from the same family. So many thoughts and prayers said there tonight for that family and for all of those who lost someone else. We have more details on this deadly accident, plus why safety officials have been warning for 2 decades about the boat's design flaw later in our newscast. Back here at home, things continue to heat up between Republicans and Democrats here in Sarasota County following a controversial message on Facebook. ABC7's Rick Adams spoke exclusively with those involved. Rick, what exactly happened?
Yeah, Jacqueline, school board candidate Nick Guy liked to comment on Facebook regarding the private area of Joe Gruder's wife. Guy is telling us it was all just an oversight.
The only thing that I was surprised at is the response of the left and the Democrats advocating for essentially the assault on my wife.
What State Representative Joe Gruters is talking about is a message that someone posted on Ruta Gennari's Facebook page, the Democratic candidate for Sarasota County Commissioner. In the message that was on a thread talking about single-member districts, the post said, "You never did answer my question about when and where I can grab your wife by her private area." That comment was targeting Joe Gruder's wife, and it was liked by Sarasota County Democratic School Board candidate Nick Guy.
To me, it's just disgusting, sickening, and I think they should apologize to my wife, and they should think about what they want to say in the future, especially when it's out in the public like that.
Guy tells us that he did not read the entire message when he liked it, and he says he did not see the comment referring to Gruder's wife. Here's what he had to say.
I apologize for not reading the whole thing thoroughly the first time. I would have selected the angry emoji because that was unacceptable what that guy said to Joe Gruters.
Guy and the Sarasota County Democratic Party say candidates from both parties should be focusing on the issues and not something like this. In a statement we received from the Sarasota County Democratic Party, in part it says, while we agree that there should be no place in the public discourse for inappropriate language, especially targeted at a candidate's family, make no mistake that this fake outrage by the Republican Party of Sarasota about a like of a comment on a Facebook page is a clear attempt to distract the voters and to score political points. Sarasota County's Republican Party says they are outraged by the Democrats' response.
We're always glad to have our candidates sit down and discuss policy and things that affect our students in Sarasota County, but to sit there and not take responsibility and take the actions to with their own candidates and try and deflect off is very, very disappointing.
And we are being told the offensive Facebook message, which was posted last night, was taken down late this afternoon. Jacqueline, back to you.
Rick, thank you. More fallout for the Braden River High School football team. According to the Gondolier Sun, an investigation into the program found that the coaches were using a website called Huddle to spy on other football teams in the area. The Huddle website is a place where teams and players can put their highlight reels and where teams can play back games and review old plays. Reports by the Gondolier Sun say Manatee County School District is pursuing disciplinary action. Now, Braden River football was already punished for illegal practices earlier this year, back in April. Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert forecast. And Bob, some scattered showers throughout the weekend here and there. What can we expect?
Well, I'll tell you, we've had that all week. We've had the showers moving in from the Gulf of Mexico around this area of high pressure. The low to the northeast of us is slowly slipping away, but we're so close to it that the winds have picked up today. We saw that out on the area beaches with a west wind and very humid conditions, that air riding over that warm, moist air, the Gulf of Mexico, obviously, and then pushing right on in to the coast, causing those high humidity values to be around. We've had a little break, as we've seen over the past couple of nights, but now we're starting to see more showers popping up and dotting the eastern portion of the Gulf of Mexico. So expect a few scattered showers and even some isolated thunderstorms, mainly after 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, although we may see a few brief showers prior to that. I think the heavier stuff will be coming later on into the morning hours. Now, we are looking for the possibility of more rain again on Saturday morning. Once the sun rises, we're going to see a little piece of energy come down. Also, that weak frontal boundary is slowly sliding to the south now and getting closer to us, and that too will be the catalyst for more showers and storms, I think, scattered about on Saturday. The heaviest rain by far will be to the north. Today they saw up to 3.5 inches just north of the Tampa Bay area, and you can see the darker reds there showing up on the forecast moving in through North Florida and in just north of Tampa. We will see some here though, and what the story is that some of the storms will be pretty heavy rainmakers. I don't think we'll see anything severe, but boy, it's going to be a pretty heavy rain for a period of time across parts of the Sun Coast on Saturday. The rest of the weekend's forecast and next week as well, coming up in a few minutes. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. An Inglewood woman is facing animal cruelty charges after deputies say she beat her dog to death with a crowbar. Animal Control says back in January, Tammy Ewing tried to euthanize her dog with an overdose. The reason, a torn ACL. Ewing told Animal Control she had the money to have the dog euthanized by a veterinarian, but she was afraid it would be too traumatic.
I guess Google told her it was gonna fall asleep for about 12 hours, wake up and die. And I guess when the dog woke up, it was whining and shaking.
The report states that Ewing's euthanasia attempt failed, so she then beat her dog Sophie to death using a crowbar in her backyard, where she then later buried the dog. Ewing was booked in the Charlotte County Jail. Her bond was set at $7,000, and she has since been released. New details tonight in the death investigation of a Northport toddler. A Department of Children and Families report says the parents of Ava Perry had fallen asleep when their daughter got outside and then drowned in a canal. Blood tests also showed both parents had marijuana in their systems, but investigators do not believe they were high at the time of the incident. The Oakland Woodland Cemetery was the first for African Americans here on the Sun Coast, but it has been neglected over time. The 5 acres of land is off of Orange Avenue near the West Coast Black Theater. Over the years, headstones dating back to the 1800s became damaged and covered with brush. At one point, a homeless camp even moved in. But a little less than 2 years ago, the city of Sarasota took over, approving $425,000 to restore that cemetery. Now the graves are clean, trees are trimmed, and hand-painted nameplates replace the ones that once were ruined. For the city commissioner who spearheaded this restoration, it means something special.
That's everything. If you can't identify yourself with a place, how can you identify yourself with a being? Yeah, that's important to me. And here I find who I am.
The work also extended to the beautification of this pond. In the future, Commissioner Shaw says he would like families to use this spot to spread their loved ones' ashes. And first alert, traffic, an accident that led to a major delay for drivers this morning on I-75. Take a look at these photos sent in by viewer Laura Simmons, who got even closer than our own cameras did. They show a semi-truck dangling off of the overpass near the US 301 exit in Ellington. The incident closed all northbound lanes for nearly 2 hours this morning as rescue crews worked to bring that semi-truck back onto the bridge. Troopers say the driver, Sarasota man Troy Betts, was traveling northbound in the center lane on that bridge. That's when a car changed lanes suddenly and Betts lost control trying to avoid a crash. Luckily, he was able to get out safely. A warning now about an emergency road closure in Manatee County. Manatee County government says Ellington Gillette Road, also known as 36th Avenue East, is closed because of a water main break. About 2 blocks of that road is closed, and you should be prepared to detour through Canal Road if you are driving through that area. New information now about the Legacy Trail, which will be on the November ballot for you to vote on, extending it or not. Sarasota County Commissioners voting back in March to extend the Legacy Trail by 9 miles if approved by voters. An extension of the trail would mean a total of almost 30 miles of paved trails, a new connection between Northport, Venice, and downtown Sarasota, and about 27 schools would be within a mile of that trail. And with school starting back up in just a month, Venice Christian School is trying to make their campus a safer place. The principal says many drivers speed past the school, making it dangerous for both students and parents. There's a sign that says the speed limit is 45 miles per hour out front of the school. The principal says he does not understand why the speed limit is so high near a school zone. He also says students walk or bike to school, and there's no crosswalk for them.
We are looking to see what we can do to reduce the speed limit or to have some signage on the road so folks are aware that, hey, maybe it's a good idea to slow down.
The principal says he has notified the Sheriff's Department and the county about his concerns. He says nothing has been done to help change the speed limit or put any signage up. Straight ahead, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with our first alert forecast. Plus, we'll hear from more of those harrowing moments from victims on the sinking boat in Missouri last night. And President Trump signs an executive order encouraging new job training programs across the country. How that will affect workers right here on the Suncoast.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment, and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours. Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
A senior living facility in Venice is making sure its residents are safe in case of a hurricane. A place called Home Instead Senior Care is providing free hurricane kits to every one of their clients as well as staff members. The kits are meant to help with the first 3 days of the storm. They include bottled drinking water, a battery-operated radio and lantern, as well as some food items. Certainly a good thing to have, and if you don't already have one, you should probably get that going.
Yeah, get it going now. I mean, because you don't want to wait till the last moment, obviously.
Right.
That's when everyone makes a rush to the store and there's nothing left. So also remember, a weather radio is always very important to grab too. We are watching apparently some heavier showers developing to the north of us this weekend, but we're still going to see some here too. A pretty nice sunset tonight, not the best because there was a lot more clouds around, but you can see from the tower cam we had a fairly decent one out there, and we are looking for some photos to be sent in over the weekend too at pics@mysuncoast.com. Fred Seeger always taking part in that, and he got a little more glimpse of that sun and a little blue sky there. That was from, again, Casey Key. And Susan Humphreys getting one from Terracea. Dangerous rip currents are possible along the coast now as a result of that westerly wind, which was a little stronger today than it has been. And heavy rain at times for us, not as much as we're going to see up to the north of us, but we're going to still see periods of showers and some thunderstorms that will bring some heavy rain at times, and that happens over the weekend. The stormy pattern will stick around too as an upper level low drifts down from the Great Lakes and Midwest and then settles in over southeast United States. That will also give us a little piece of energy every once in a while on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Well, the Titan radar isn't all that active. As I mentioned, 1 or 2 lone showers starting to pop up. It had been inactive and nothing going on there for the past few hours. So this gives you a little indication that, yes, we are starting to see a little bit of activity, and we'll start to see that, I think, increase a little bit, especially after 3 a.m. While the rain was sporadic and spotty across the area, not a lot either, much more to the north of us where they did see up to 3.5 inches of rain in a short period of time. All the dry air has slipped off to the west now. There's some dry air to the north of us, but that's going to stay there. That's behind that frontal boundary, which isn't going to sweep through and bring us that dry air in, but we will keep an eye on it. It looks like we'll see this area of low pressure kind of slip up the coast there, bringing heavy rain into Virginia as well as in the Outer Banks in North Carolina. But for us, it leaves behind a little trail of, if you will, of a low pressure system and an old frontal boundary. And then along that, we'll see pieces of energy shoot down and really start to fire up. Expect scattered showers on Saturday, on Sunday as well. And it looks like even on a Monday, as this upper level low, you start to see the southern end of it slips further to the south, and around it rotating these little pieces of energy in the upper levels of the atmosphere, which will enhance the storms. European forecast model showing pretty much the same thing. Here comes the low dropping down, and then here come the showers throughout the day on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, scattered about, not all day rain, but nonetheless it'll be there. Eventually this high pressure will get control, and that'll happen on Thursday and Friday of next week, where we'll see those afternoon and evening storms get back into the afternoon for us here, and that's back to our normal pattern. 83 right now. It's warm, it's muggy out there. 76 into Orlando. Temperatures all in the 80s here across the area. Typically we're into the mid to upper 70s at this time. The Gulf water temperature at 88 degrees. Currently it's a few clouds around. It feels like temperature 91, so it's very warm out there. The heat index actually a result of the actual ambient air temperature and the relative humidity. You put those two factors together and you come out with a heat index, and it's pretty warm right now, 91. Our high today was 90. That was our actual high. We had a heat index up to a near 100. 109 in Dallas, that's the forecast side tomorrow. St. Louis a bit cooler. Chicago 75, and boy, there's been some big storms tonight. Yesterday it was in Iowa. Tonight it's in parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, and northern sections of Mississippi and Alabama, where there have been tornado warnings and watches as well. You can see there's a tornado warning right there in the eastern portions of Arkansas. For boaters tomorrow, rip currents possibility for beach goers out there. Seas running right around 2 to 3 feet with a moderate chop again on Sunday too. So not the best boating weather. There's the forecast. Pretty high chances of rainfall right through the next 7 days, and these will be at any time during the day. And then we'll start to see more of an afternoon and evening variety come back into play on Thursday and Friday. Jacqueline?
Okay, Bob, thank you. Continuing coverage now on that boat tragedy out of Missouri. 31 people were on board that boat when harsh winds turned calm waters into 6-foot waves. ABC's Emily Rao is in Branson tonight with word from some of those victims.
A tour boat with 31 people on board caught in a storm, finding 60-mile-per-hour winds.
Need a water rescue. will be north of the showboat, will be a duck that has capsized.
Families on another boat watching the tragedy unfold.
Oh my gosh. Has he overheated?
Those passengers appearing relaxed. But then you see the weather turn.
His nose is out of the water.
Other boaters rushing in, trying to help the victims.
I actually saw a young lady who was laying in the water. We did eventually pull her up onto the boat. She was unconscious.
Investigators now looking into why the boat was even on the water, with a severe thunderstorm watch issued just 30 minutes before the boat capsized and sank, critically injuring 2 people, killing 17 others, including 9 victims from the same family.
We're trying to dive for some more missing people as we're working on this.
Some passengers left searching for missing loved ones.
My daughter is in the hospital safe. My mother, that's why I'm here, is to go in and see.
And life jackets, still a big question. You can see them on that other boat in the lake, but they're not required to be worn.
The president of the company that owns the duck boat says the operator has a good safety record. He also said that storm came out of nowhere. Emily Rao, ABC News, Branson, Missouri.
Now, duck boats like the one that sank in Branson, Missouri have a long history of safety problems. You're looking at file footage of a duck boat that sank in 1999 in Arkansas. They've been linked to the deaths of more than 40 people since the late 90s. Many duck boats have overhead roofs or canopies that the National Transportation Safety Board warn could increase the risk to passengers of becoming trapped and drowning. Some companies have even added windows to these duck boats to heat the cabin and extend hours. However, safety officials warn with those two combinations, the chance of escaping is not good. Safety advocates have pushed for improvements, but say many agencies regulate the boats with different safety requirements. Just this week, President Donald Trump signed an executive order to help fill more than 6 million jobs nationwide, along with a dozen major companies making a pledge to provide training for their workforce during the next 5 years. According to one workforce development agency here on the Suncoast, this initiative is what Florida needs because the number of job vacancies on the Suncoast continues to grow.
We have technology jobs, we have insurance jobs. You know, it's not just trade jobs, we have a lot of job openings.
Career Edge of Sarasota developed a guide that looks at data where the highest demand jobs are in the community so that residents can explore them and even find out how much they can make. The unemployment rate for Florida this month remained slightly below the national level. The Sunshine State coming in at 3.8% while the national rate was at 4%. Figures released by the state today showed Florida gained over 14,000 jobs last month. There were 387,000 jobless Floridians out of a workforce of 10 million. Okaloosa and St. Johns counties had the lowest unemployment rate at 3.1%. Hendry County had the highest unemployment rate at 7%. The Office of Medical Marijuana Use is getting more than $13 million. The funds approved by a legislative panel this week will help pay for new licenses and the cost of ongoing litigation. The Legislative Budget Commission unanimously approved the funding to help process about 400 applications. This comes as the Department of Health faces harsh criticism for not moving quickly enough to implement the medical marijuana program, which got its start back in 2014.
Many of us on a bipartisan basis are frustrated by the pace that the law has been implemented. The law itself works and is a solid piece of legislation. The implementation has not proceeded as quickly as many of us would like.
Money will also be spent to help develop a computer software system to track the distribution of medical marijuana from seed to sale, as well as to pay for providing patient identification cards and for operating a call center. Sports is next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
Tonight on Kimmel, it's the super suave Terry Crews and his dancing pecs.
Oh my God!
And yo, it's Bobby Cannavale.
Talking to me?
Plus music from Todd Rundgren's Utopia. Emmy-nominated Jimmy Kimmel Live, tonight on ABC.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Now, sports.
The Atlanta Braves are one step closer to making Northport their new spring training home. Today marked a major milestone for the new facility. This morning, Northport celebrated the significant progress by hosting a ceremony to watch the installation of the last steel beam. This beam is the highest piece of steel on the stadium for the $125 million project. Those who have been part of the project since the beginning say it's more than just the stadium that they are excited for, but the future of the area as a whole.
Have a lot of businesses and retail, restaurants, all of those things that are yet to come. And this is really the seed. This is the seed that gets those things going. So it's coming to fruition, and we will in a short time be saying, let's play ball.
This complex is being built to sit more than 7,000 people and will be the center of the new downtown in Northport. Well, the British Open continues with round 2 today in Scotland. Zach Johnson drains the long birdie to finish at below 6. Kevin Kisner has a nice sand shot to set up a birdie to move to below 8. There it is, finished at below 6 after double bogeying the 18th. Tiger Woods finishes at 71 on the day, making the cut by just a hair. That's a look at sports. We'll have tonight's winning lotto numbers straight ahead.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried, Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day?
With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
A beached melon-headed whale was rescued in Clearwater Beach today. Clearwater Marine Aquarium responded to the call this morning. The whale was transported to SeaWorld in Orlando, where it was examined and had no visible injuries. The melon-headed whale will stay at SeaWorld until it is recovered. Honestly, I can't really say that word without chuckling a little bit. But I'm glad he's safe now and no injuries, so that's good. Yeah. Hopefully he can recover fast.
Rehab and get him back out there. Yeah. A lot of folks in town for the beach volleyball tournament going on in Siesta Key wanting to know about that wind. It's still going to be out there. It's going to be a bit brisk. And look out for thunderstorms, too, especially on Sunday. Okay. There could be some around.
All right. Thanks so much, Bob. And thanks for joining us this week. We'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great night.